If you guys wouldn't mind just muting yourselves, please, so I can. Um, I know there's some funky audio stuff going on today. Sorry about that. Okay, so 15 minutes of practice Monday through Friday, and the goal is quite simple. It is to activate this uh, positive or self-directed neuroplasticity. So, one of the rules of brain plasticity is neurons that fire together, wire together, and the premise is pretty simple. We are what we repeatedly do, and so if we repeatedly engage our neurology in the subjective experience of gratitude and kindness and love and fill in the blank, all the stuff that ultimately makes and worth living, in contrast to those difficult experiences that we have around depression or anxiety or heaviness and so forth. We can self-direct and stimulate those parts of our brain that allow us to experience that. And that's what these groups are intended to do. And so, because today's Thursday, we're going to do Thankfulness Thursday. So a quick definition of, what is gratitude? Gratitude is, the key word here is embodied, right? So we really want to, when we practice gratitude in an ideal world, shift out of an intellectualized experience of it. So rather than just thinking of, filling out a bunch of check boxes or making a list and saying, yep, I feel grateful for this, that, or the other thing. It's really about the quality of the experience that we're having. So feeling in our body where we experience the appreciation for whatever it is that we're focusing our mind on. And along with it comes this awareness that we have somehow benefited from something or someone. And the key here is that we are just really lucky, right? It's through no doing of our own. It's not like we're going through life intentionally, manipulating some situation so that we get to experience gratitude. Gratitude is very much this self-awareness that something is benefiting us or someone is doing something that's benefiting us. Cultivating this, to be able to, in that moment, realize that it's happening and then really feel it in our body. The more we do that, the more we're stimulating those neurons or those collections pain, and the more frequently they fire, the more normal this gratitude becomes, right? So we're really priming our system to be able to experience gratitude easily and more frequently. And the more we do it, the easier it gets. So when we do the practice today, I'll keep sort of referring or pointing to various parts of the body, oftentimes where gratitude is experienced. When we sense of appreciation for something, there's this, can be this expansive feeling in our chest. Our belly is another, great place to focus our awareness. Same with our hands. Also, areas in our face, so our jaw, right? Oftentimes when we feel grateful, we smile, or there's a relaxation. And again, focusing on those parts of our body where we experience gratitude is part of this activation of those neurons that feel that. So I know I'm very specific here about what this gratitude practice is, in the hopes that we really maximize the benefit of it.
You're cutting
Okay,
in and
so
out,
let's
though.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not quite sure what I
Yeah,
can
see,
hear is off my headphones. Maybe that's what it is. Can you guys still hear me now?
better. You have to keep talking, though, to
Okay.
tell.
Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, I'm not
That's
sure
actually
what's
better.
okay. Good. So maybe my headphones aren't the good idea. Okay, so let's start by closing our eyes. And as always, all of these practices really start with presence, just grounding in the present moment. Right here, right now, we are sitting in our chair. You can put your feet flat on the ground. Just notice the sensation of right here, right now, what it's like to be in contact with the ground, in contact with the chair. And then bringing your attention inward and noticing your body breathing. Again, one of the reasons we focus on breath so much in these kinds of meditations is because breath is something that is happening all day long. And it's also one of the only bodily functions that we can actually control. So breath happens both on its own, so we can just bear witness to it, and we can also intentionally breathe more slowly or more quickly or more deeply or whatever it might be. So right now, the goal, however, is to switch into a mode of simply observing your body breathing. And you can tell that your body's breathing by noticing your belly's doing with each in-breath and out-breath. And noticing what your chest is doing. Expansion, contraction. And then noticing how breath manifests in your shoulders. And now I'd like for you to bring to mind someone, a person in your life for whom you feel, towards whom you feel gratitude, appreciation. And if you can, in your memory, notice what is it that they were doing or are doing in your memory that benefiting you. So just see if you can amplify and stimulate this memory of just focusing on watching them do what they were doing and noticing how it felt to be on the receiving end of this person doing something for you that felt good, that was helpful. And again, noticing what that memory feels like in your belly and in your chest. And then there's also a little trick here where we can stimulate even more of a sense of gratitude by imagining for a second that you didn't have this wonderful, kind person in your life, or that they didn't do what they did. How would your life have been affected by not being the beneficiary of, because this person either wasn't there or didn't exist? And notice the preciousness of the fact that they did do what they did, how it gets amplified when you can imagine them not being there, or you not being able to benefit from them doing that. And now shifting your attention to a physical object, the material possession that you have, that you interact with, is really useful to you. Maybe your car, your computer, or an instrument, doesn't really matter, but just I want you to notice a physical object in your life for which you feel gratitude. And what does it do for you? How does it help you? How does it benefit you? And then just like before, now I want you to imagine for a second what your life would be like without this object. What it would mean to not have it. Notice how its presence in your life makes your life that much sweeter and better. Now bring to mind an activity that you enjoy. Maybe it's a hobby or a physical activity or more of an intellectual activity. It doesn't really matter, but something that you do on a regular basis that brings you joy, maybe where you have a certain skill set, you can do something that feels really precious. And notice yourself engaging in that activity. Again, feeling what it's like to remember you doing this, feeling in your belly, feeling in your chest. How lucky and how grateful to be able to do this. And then as before, taking a quick detour and imagining what your life would be like if you couldn't do this activity. What it would mean to not be able to do this. Allow that to be, deepen your connection to the gratitude that you do, in fact, have this and are able to engage in this activity. Again, it can feel helpful to simply notice how and now bring to mind a place in nature that you enjoy, or just some place outdoor. It can also be in the city. It's a park, or or a restaurant, or a trail out near your home, and bring your attention there. And again, notice how lucky, how wonderful that you have this place that you can go to. And shifting gears again, you can imagine your favorite food or a food that you really enjoy. Maybe a recent memory of you eating this food. Again, dropping into this place of appreciation for how lucky to have this food, have it be accessible, and to be able to experience the joy and the pleasure of tasting it and eating it. And how richer your life is because you have this food available to you. And last, but certainly not least, bring your attention on a quality or some aspect of yourself that you really appreciate. Maybe it's your humor, maybe it's your ability to listen and really be there for your friends. It might be, it could be a physical attribute, just something that you notice, gosh, I'm really lucky that I have this, that I embody this quality. Much richer and better my life is because I'm blessed with this. So we're almost out of time. I really recommend, this is there's so many different ways of practicing gratitude, but this is a pretty easy sort of way of connecting with different aspects of your life. So obviously people, physical objects, activities, favorite places, foods, and then things about yourself. and just touch these, on a daily basis can be really helpful. Obviously, they can change from day to day, but it's a way of stimulating the sense of not taking things for granted. And that's why I also added in this, this extra little step of sometimes imagining what would it be like if those things were absent from our life. And can really activate, get more appreciation and gratitude for, how lucky we are to have these things be part of our lives. So I am a little bit over time. Apologies for the tech difficulties today, but I hope this was useful. I'll stick around for a few more minutes if anyone wants to connect or chat. Otherwise, I'll plan on being here at noon tomorrow, and hopefully with better luck with technology. So have a great rest of your day, everyone.